I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. So a couple of weeks ago on a Sunday afternoon, in an afternoon worship service at the Lakewood Church, where Joel Osteen is the pastor, there was a shooting. And the news broke and probably a lot of people thought of the shooting. Well, there's shooting at churches. There was a shooting at a Christian school in Tennessee, in Knoxville, Tennessee. There's a shooting in schools all over America these days, and several shootings in churches in Texas. And so most people have become pretty much immune to mass shootings. And the news of who was shot was not immediately reported as the news about the shooting itself had been reported. And so we all kind of took it with a grain of salt. What I want to do today, and I want to raise some questions. And there some of the things I'm going to say them as allegedly, to be fair and honest about everything. But I can't let these questions go unraised because I think that the Houston Police Department, that if they're raising these questions, they're doing it in a way that is secretive, which would be quite par for the course. But that shooting was not just accidental, that shooting at the Lakewood Church. There are several things about the shooting that we want to raise. One is I want to raise the question as to whether or not the boy that was with his mother on that day that she went into there with that raincoat and those two AR-15s, is that Joel Osteen's love child? Now, I am not saying that it is, but the reports that rushed across the church audience in America was that Joel Osteen had rejected that child, and the mother had been trying to get Joel to pay attention to the child, and so she said, I'm coming armed for bear. So she brought the child with her to shoot up the church. And so that was the first report. Now, it was alleged, and there's been no proof that that's Joel Osteen's love child. But the other thing that I found curious about when I saw this second rendering is that when the woman, we see her walking in a trench coat, she's got the child, she's got the AR-15s, she walks into the Lakewood Church. The first doors from the outside, then of course there's the vestibule area, the ante area, then there's the doors that lead to the actual sanctuary. They're going to report, I believe, if we got the right report, they're going to report that when she walked into the building through the first doors that lead to the street, the doors that lead into the sanctuary, main sanctuary, that they were locked. Now, I've been around church a long time. I've been in a whole lot of churches all over America, from the Crystal Cathedral to the ATLAH Church here in Harlem. Doors that lead to the sanctuary are not locked unless the place is locked down. So my suspicions are these, is that the security at the Lakewood Church knew of this woman, knew of her relationship with Joel Osteen or non-relationship, but anyway, they had a tab on her that she was dangerous. So when she walked through the doors that led to the sanctuary, security automatically locked the door on that massive auditorium. They locked all the doors so she couldn't get in. So she started shooting there in the hallway. I'll let you watch it. Listen to it. I'll come back and have more commentary. Run that clip, Mr. Engineer.
Just 5 minutes of video released by Houston police show numerous angles of the terror inside the church, including when police confronted the shooter. The disturbing images come just over 2 weeks since the deadly incident. And we want to warn you, the video is disturbing. This morning, new video from Houston police capturing the barrage of gunfire that sent worshipers scrambling for their lives inside Joel Osteen's Houston mega church.
I got one female shooting rifle. I'm pinned down against the balcony.
Authorities say the shooter, identified as 36-year-old Genesee Moreno, tried to enter the sanctuary, which was locked, so began firing in the lobby.
Now, she's in the vestibule area. Who locks the sanctuary? Who locks it's a church, for crying out loud. My suspicion is that security saw her in the parking lot and put out an alert to lock down the church because they knew, obviously, and I'll say more about that, but go ahead, Ms. Engineer.
Just ahead of a Spanish service.
Let's approach. We need to approach. Come on.
One officer heard praying before running towards the gunfire.
Father God, just be with us. Forgive us our sins.
Police say one 47-year-old church member was shot in the hip, and Moreno was gunned down after making bomb threats.
Stand down! I have a bomb!
Police never found any explosives.
The TABC agent told Ms. Moreno to put her weapon down, but she refused. The agent fired his duty weapon again, striking her. She was declared deceased at the scene.
Moments before the gunfire, security footage shows Moreno pulling up to the church in a trench coat.
Right there. This is the woman, right? She gets out the car. She's got on a trench coat, right? Her son is dressed for the weather, and she's holding her 7-year-old son by. Who goes on a shooting spree carrying their 7-year-old son unless, now, a woman, and this is alleged, I'm not saying that this is Joel Osteen's love child. I'm not saying that, all right? Let's be clear. But let's just hypothesize for just a moment. Let's say, friend, this is Joel Osteen's love child. And she's been trying to get Joel's attention, and Joel's been acting like a stupid nut. I don't know whether she was asking for money or whether she's asking for to have the boy baptized and recognized as his child. I don't know what she's asking for. Obviously, whatever she's asking for, Joel didn't provide it. So what she does, she goes in her arms and says, how many women you know carry 2 AR-15s into a church? Unless, just to shoot up a whole bunch of people that she don't know. But if this is something going on between her and Joel Osteen, it makes all the sense that she would react that way. So she's got on this trench coat. She's going to go to the church. She goes in through the outer doors that leads to the street and into the church vestibule area. I think what happened there, I don't have proof of this, I think what happened there was that security saw her, not with the AR-15s, but security saw her and knew that there was something going on between her and Joel, and they had an automatic locking system that click, 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 that locked down all the doors that lead into the sanctuary, because she didn't get a chance to go into the sanctuary. She didn't come to just shoot up the vestibule area. That woman came to go, and she tried to get into the sanctuary where there would be thousands of people where she could just shoot up everybody. They wouldn't let her in. Who locks the doors to a sanctuary while worship is going on? You know, so my suspicion that I don't have this as a fact that that's Joel's love child. But somebody knows something and ain't nobody talking. So I thought I would bring this up as a subject matter for all of us to discover. Go ahead, Miss Cindy, roll more of the clip.
Walking in with a backpack, 2 rifles, and her 7-year-old son. The young boy is seen covering his ears during the shooting and at one point appears to reach for his mother. He was struck in the head during the shootout, but it's not clear who shot him. Over the weekend, his grandmother posted on Facebook that he's making progress and now is breathing well, but may soon face his 6th surgery since the incident. Houston's police chief tweeting, "No child should ever be placed in that position. He needs our support and prayers." Pastor Joel Osteen moved to tears upon returning to Sunday service.
Right there. You know, who takes a 7-year-old child? I mean, up in the Sandy Hook shooting up there in Connecticut, they shot 7-year-old child in the school. Who takes us? This seems like an act of an angry mother. It seems like a mother is angry with somebody. Now, maybe not been Joel Osteen, maybe it was the pastor of the other, maybe been somebody else. But this a mother says, I ain't taking it no more. I'm bringing my boy. You're going to accept me and my boy, or I'm going to shoot up the place. This does not seem like, you know, a typical mass shooter of a young boy who's, whatever it is these young boys do when they go online and they shoot up a bunch of people. Something about this ain't right. And somebody going to start talking. Listen, if the security agency, new security agents that has in charge of that massive church, obviously they got pretty sophisticated, and they can lock every door instantly like that. Because the woman couldn't get in the church. When she found out the door was locked, she couldn't get in. She started shooting whatever she saw, the few people she saw. Something about this ain't right. And if you ask me, now I don't have proof, and you know, I'd be willing to take back my statements if it's proven that I'm wrong. And I think there's a lot of disinformation going on out there that the woman's now trying to say that, you know, that the son belongs to somebody else. I think Probably there's a whole lot of covering up going on about this whole matter. And Joel is probably trying to cover it. But this don't make no sense. You just don't take your child to a shooting when you're planning on killing a whole lot of people. You just don't do that. And the other thing, if that is Joel's child, if that's his love child, and that child has been shot in the head, probably would be a vegetable for the rest of his life. You know, Joel can stand there in that pulpit and put on them fake tears that he puts on all the time. That boy's good at faking tears. Turn on the waterworks, baby, or turn off the waterworks. They don't fool me no more. They don't move me no more. But Joel knows how to turn on the waterworks. That boy can turn on the waterworks in a minute. I think there needs to be more investigation. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. And I would not bring this if I didn't think that was Joel's love child and the security agents and the people in that church know about it. Let's see what happens. Is there anything more left to this, Mr. Engineer?
Services.
I mean, the woman was troubled, and it's, nobody brings their son or comes to some place to do that. So I guess I just felt the gravity of it all.
And there's still no word on what's believed to have motivated this devastating shooting, but investigators say Moreno was carrying an AR-15 with the word Palestine written on it, and they found anti-Semitic writings during a search of her home. This remains, of course, an active investigation. That's
another thing as well. They're trying to lay it on the Arabs, on the Muslims, on the Palestinians. Listen. We'll dig deeper into this, try to figure out what's going on. Mr. Engineer, take me to another break. I'll be right back, everybody.